Good afternoon. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to afternoon news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're now live at Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. China and the Philippines should, quote, sit down and work out mechanisms to manage their differences, Chinese Ambassador Jing Quan said Tuesday evening, amid continuing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. The Department of Transportation has ordered the Maritime Industry Authority to file administrative cases against the passenger fleet of Eliana Shipping Lines, owner of the MV Trisha Kirsten III. Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Lacson assured Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla and the public that the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee's recommendations remain grounded in evidence gathered. Vice President Sara Duterte recorded a plus 28 net satisfaction rating in the latest social weather station survey, higher than other top government officials. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. said Wednesday that local government units would be at the forefront in the construction of classrooms. The DPWH has rolled out a blockchain-based system that allows real-time tracking of taxpayer-funded projects as the agency moves to curb corruption and ensure public funds are properly spent. After years away from teleseries, James Reid and Catherine Bernardo are returning to the small screen. LeBron James is among a hefty list of injury absences for the Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday, ensuring that one of the NBA superstars' incredible career streaks will come to an end. Today is the 11th day of February 2026, Wednesday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's get started. China and the Philippines should, quote, sit down and find ways to manage their differences, Chinese Ambassador Jing Quan said Tuesday night, even as tensions over the West Philippine Sea continue to animate Manila's diplomatic and legislative circles. Speaking at a Chinese New Year reception, Jing stressed that Beijing wants to broaden cooperation but will, quote, firmly push back against what it, quote, calls false narratives and misinformation related to disputes between officials of both countries. He said dialogue and serious political consultations, especially on a long-sought code of conduct for the South China Sea, remain vital, particularly with the Philippines serving as ASEAN chair this year. The Department of Transportation has ordered the Maritime Industry Authority to file administrative cases against the passenger fleet of Eliana Shipping Lines, the owner of the MV Trisha Kirsten III, which sank off the coast of Basilan Province, killing 51 people. This follows the completion of a maritime investigation by the Philippine Coast Guard and the Marina into the Eliana and its crew members. Based on the investigation, the MV Trisha Kirsten III could have been, quote, overloaded, and the rolling cargo did not pass through the weighing bridge at the port. Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Lacson has assured Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla and the public that the recommendations of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee are still based on the pieces of evidence that they gathered from their investigation into the flood control scandal. The senator was responding to Remulla's comment that the panel's decision is to, quote, correct its initial recommendations against those implicated in the scandal, including Senators Francis Chis Escudero, Jinggoy Estrada, and Joel Villanueva, was a political move. Now, Vice President Sara Duterte recorded a plus 28 net satisfaction rating in the latest social weather station survey, higher than other top government officials. The fourth quarter national survey conducted from November 24th to 30th of 2025 showed that 54% of adult Filipinos were satisfied with Duterte's performance, while 26% were dissatisfied, yielding her a quote moderate rating compared with the third quarter survey in September of 2025. Duterte's net satisfaction rating rose 6 points from 22%. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. said Wednesday that local government units would be at the forefront in the construction of classrooms. Marcos graced the signing of the Memorandum of Agreement between the DepEd and various provinces for a nationwide classroom building at the Heroes Hall in Malacañang Palace. According to Marcos, the classroom shortage as of December of 2025 amounted to 145,000 units. Marcos said the administration has been finding all kinds of alternative ways to immediately close this yawning gap. Now, the Department of Public Works and Highways has rolled out a blockchain-based system that allows real-time tracking of taxpayer-funded projects, as the agency moves to curb corruption and ensure public funds are properly spent. The agency said Wednesday that the launch of the Integrity Chain ensures traceable, auditable, and accessible records to accredited validators of the Blockchain Council of the Philippines. Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon said the agency is using these digital tools and boosting private sector oversight to monitor projects from bidding and planning through awarding and completion. The Philippine shares ended in positive territory, with the benchmark PSEI climbing to 53.42 points, or 0.83%, to close at 6,528.2. The broader all-shares index also moved higher, gaining 27 points, or 0.75%, to 3,620.10, reflecting sustained buying interest across the market. Sectoral indices were mostly in the green, led by industrials, which surged to 1.62% to 9,274.9. Financials rose to 1.26% to 2,185.77, while property advanced to 1.11% to 2,239.8. Mining and oil added 1.03% to settle at 18,076.10. Holding firms increased to 0.36% to 5,201.83, and services posted a modest 0.12% upstick to 2,692.53, indicating broad-based gains across key sectors. Now, after years away from teleseries, James Reid and Catherine Bernardo are returning to the small screen. The two actors are set to reunite in the upcoming series Someone Someday that also brings Maha Salvador into the mix, promising star-studded chemistry, heartfelt drama, and even original music from James himself. Fans of Catherine may remember her last series Too Good to Be True, which aired in 2022 and marked her first project with Netflix. The series also marks a return for James Reid, who candidly admitted that nerves played a role in stepping back into the teleserye territory after several years. Now, LeBron James is among a hefty list of injury absences for the Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday, Wednesday, Manila time, ensuring that one of the NBA superstars' incredible career streaks will come to an end. James, 41, was ruled out of Tuesday's clash with Victor Wembanyama's San Antonio Spurs with left foot arthritis. Now, Tribune, did you know on February 11, 1861, Severino Reyes, the acclaimed Filipino writer, playwright, and director known as the father of the Tagalog zarzuela, was born in Santa Cruz, Manila. A literary titan of the early 20th century, Reyes is best remembered today for his two distinct legacies, revolutionizing Filipino theater through the zarzuela and capturing the imagination of generations as storyteller Lola Bashang. Now, a user on TikTok recorded the moment her son started crying while his father was folding and organizing clothes, which made the child think that his father was packing his things to leave the house. The son's dramatic crying amused the family very much. And that's all for now. Join us again at 4:30 p.m. still here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. Once again, I'm Eliana Lacap, and this has been Tribune News on Q.